Welcome back to MMA on the Rocks. Today is Thursday, January 22nd, 2026. We have not done an episode since November 20th, 2025. So hopefully some of you hung around and stayed subscribed. In any case, if you didn't, we'll replace you. I'm excited to talk about UFC 324. This is the first card I've been excited to talk about in 2 months, which is part of the reason why there hasn't been an episode of MMA on the Rocks. But before we get into that, let me introduce a man whose voice I haven't heard in 2 months from all the way across town, Matt the Mechanic. What's going on, Matt?
How much, Bill? Just got the holidays over with. Did a lot of traveling. Glad that's over with. Although I have a couple more trips coming up, but glad to be back.
Glad it's over with, but I'm doing it again.
Yeah, man. It seems like every 2 weeks I got to get on a plane or drive somewhere. I don't know. I'm looking
For work?
work. And then we went to Alabama for Christmas. Then we went up to Ohio to see the family. And I got to go back down to Miami.
That's a tough life.
Well, Ohio was tough. It was 15 degrees. That's not great.
Oh, but at least you get to leave and come back to Florida where it's been 40 degrees.
Yeah, I was only there for 3 days, so it was just long enough to realize why we moved away, because it was like rainy and 40 for 2 days, and in the morning we left to go to the airport. It had snowed at night. It was 15 degrees, blowing wind.
Oh, you actually flew this time?
Yeah, we didn't take the dog this time. We've been flying or driving for the last couple of years, but we only had 3 days, so we'd only been there for a day if we were driving. So
Yeah, if that, you would have just stopped for lunch and then have to turn around.
yeah, it's all right. Allegiant Airport out of Clearwater flies just like an hour and 20 minutes away from our place, so
Yeah.
not a bad flight.
Well, I had an interesting end to 2025. The holidays are a real busy season for me, for my wife's business, really. She does a lot of holiday markets and stuff like that. So we were all over the place doing things like that. I got real sick on New Year's Eve. I got some kind of, and we lost Matt. He just removed himself from the stream.
I didn't do anything.
I saw you click something and then you'd
I said
vanish.
waiting for the host to re-add you. I got censored already.
I had to make sure you weren't going to interrupt my story. So I got some kind of stomach flu on New Year's Eve that lasted like 5 days. It was the worst I've been sick in a long time, and fever, a bunch of gross stuff I won't tell you about. And
I think we had the same thing. We were talking about that. I was just getting over it when you started.
yeah,
I
so
don't notice the bowel issues, but maybe that's just because my bowels are always a mess. I don't know.
all right, so I blame you then.
Well, I don't know how that happened,
but yeah, that was nasty. And then the new year came and there was no fights to talk about, so we just kind of, Matt and I would text every week like, you want to do a show? Nah. So
hey, you brought me on here to make picks, and there's no picks, and there's no reason.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, when was the last UFC card? That's the question.
Oh God, it was like 2 weeks before Christmas, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure. This is the longest layoff they've had in a while. And it's
December
the longest
13th.
layoff we've had in a while.
It was December 13th, and I think the week before that was off. So we only really missed one event, I think.
Oh, all right. So we're right on track.
Yeah, I mean, the Anik and Florian show has been off for 7 weeks, so.
Oh, all right. Well, then.
We took a break like all the real MMA broadcasts.
Yeah, that's right. We're not screwing around here. We had to take a reset. So I want to tell you a story that I don't think I told you yet. We were doing a market in Tampa by the Riverwalk. My wife's business was doing a market. So she was doing her thing, selling her products and stuff. I'm not allowed to be around customers for good reason. So I took my daughter and the dog over to the playground on the Riverwalk. my daughter's playing on the playground, so I was just kind of sitting off to the side, and I found this tree, and I wanted to sit down, so I sat down at the base of the tree with the dog, and we were just kind of hanging out. Now, I am allergic to fire ants, and I hate them with a passion. So all of a sudden, I start feeling these little stings, and I knew exactly what it was right away. So I jumped up, and there was a whole bunch of fire ants in my pants. Now, my first thought was, I have to get these fire ants out of my shorts immediately because otherwise I'm going to be swollen up like the blueberry girl from Willy Wonka. My very next thought was, I'm standing right next to a playground. I can't take my pants off because I'm going to get arrested and go viral on the internet. And I would hate to have to explain to an officer, like, no, 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 it's not because there's a playground. There's fire ants in my pants. So I wound up getting stung like all the way up my thigh and then on my lower back. I had to run over to my daughter and tell her to take the dog so I could run into the bathroom and make sure I got all of the ants out of my clothes without exposing myself to children.
Should have just jumped in the pond or the river.
I'm not jumping in that river. No.
It would kill. It would stop any reaction. There's so much shit in there that it would stop the allergic reaction.
Yeah, but it would also make me grow another leg.
Well, so maybe your third one needs some growth.
You're not wrong. So yeah, that was probably the most exciting thing that happened to me during the break. And then, we've just been busy raising the puppy and of course the holidays, and then right after the holidays is my daughter's birthday. We took her to Universal this year. That was an absolute blast.
Is that her first time there? Oh no.
Yeah, it was her first time.
Oh.
Yeah, I went
first time too.
Huh?
Did you get me a Harry Potter wand?
I could get you one.
I'm all right.
You want one?
I think it's probably you have to go in. Well, it picks its owner, so you can't get me one.
That's true. Yeah, if you do the whole experience, it does. Yeah, we did all of that. She loved the Harry Potter world. She's a big Harry Potter fan. I have been to Universal many times before my daughter was born. When we first moved down here, I bought an annual pass for, I want to say, $95. And it's nowhere close to that now. Now it's like a $400 down payment and then like $80 a month. Or something.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's
Well,
something ridiculous like that. But it was nice. We stayed, huh?
Per person or for a family?
Per person.
Oh, well, fuck them.
Yeah. Dude, it's nothing compared to Disney. Disney's out of this galaxy now.
Well, I've never been, and I don't think I'll ever go. Well, you guys can enjoy it and report back. I love me some Harry Potter, but I guess if I'm feeling nostalgic, I'll just read the book.
Yeah, the tickets weren't bad because they have some good Florida resident deals. The one we had gotten was buy a 1-day ticket and get the next day free. So we went for 2 days. Her birthday was on a Monday, so we went on Monday. We did Sunday, Monday, and I thought the park would be dead on Monday, and I was wrong. It was still pretty crowded, but she had
people that thought it was going to be dead on Monday.
Yeah, because it wasn't a holiday or anything. The holidays were all over. I would have thought everybody'd be back to work. I thought it was a perfect time to go, but it wasn't bad because she doesn't do a lot of the big rides, so we didn't have to wait that long for anything. And then she had her little happy birthday button, so the attendants and the guest services there kept giving us like the express passes to skip the line. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. She liked the ET ride, and then we watched the ET movie for the first time, and she was into that. so that was cool. Harry Potter was a big hit. Dr. Seuss World was a big hit. And then she made me go on this Popeye river boat ride. You know, the ones where you
Yeah.
sit in the big tube and it goes through the rapids. Dude, it was like 50 degrees. We're the only people on this ride. My wife comes with us the first time, and then since nobody was on it, they just let us stay on. She made me ride that thing 5 times, and we got drenched.
Yeah, I saw that on social media. I was like, man, that's got to be chilly.
Yeah, it was cold.
But
It
she was
wasn't bad
smart.
for her
She got
because
a free outfit out of it, right?
oh, yeah. Yeah, we bought her new clothes. I walked around in wet shoes all day.
You had wet socks.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're a great dad.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta it was her birthday. She's like, "I wanna stay on the ride." She wanted to keep going. She would've stayed on that thing all day. She loved it. And it's like it's not a quick ride either. Each time around was like 6 minutes. Like, it's a
Does she like
decent
what's the one at Disney World that's a famous? Isn't there a water ride that's really famous? It's like,
Splash Mountain.
yeah, or they cancel that?
Yeah, they took it down because it was racist. So
Oh,
now it's Princess and the Frog.
oh, well, that's not screwed up.
No.
Isn't they got bestiality? Hey, what do you think about? You like rafting?
I do. I've done some river rafting in my day.
Oh, because I know I'm planning Matt's 40th adventure this fall,
Oh, yeah?
and we're going to this place called Desolation Canyon, and it's a 90-ish mile river raft ride.
90 miles?
Yeah, and it's gonna take like 3 or 4 nights.
Wow, where
Maybe
is that?
what?
Where is it?
Utah,
Alright.
and we're gonna have to have a helicopter drop us off.
Damn, that's quite an excursion.
Yeah, well, you know, we got some extra seats on a raft if you're obliged to take a real adventure.
Is it near Salt Lake City? I assume that's where you fly into.
Yeah, fly into Salt Lake, or it could be or Vegas, depending on what the price,
Alright.
what the availability is. I have to win a lottery to get a permit. There's a lot of things that got to fall into place, but
You have to win a lottery to get a permit?
well, that goes for any of the trips we take out west or any of our parks. We have to win a permit every time because they don't let everybody out there.
Okay.
Because if you win a permit, the only group out there that day will be you.
Oh. Do they, like, monitor you in case something goes wrong?
Well, no, I mean they know like if you don't
What
show up,
what kinda rapids are we talking?
it's class 3.
Alright, so
So
that's right in the middle.
yeah, it can be much more, but to do that, you have to have a tour, a guide, and
Mhm.
I'm not interested in that. I'm more at we're more looking at the camping aspect than the whitewater rapids. Like, we could
Okay.
add on that you can do that in, like, a half a day. We could
Yeah.
add those on, but
Yeah, you can only do so much of that too. You don't wanna be doing that for 3 days.
well, not only that, but I don't want all my shit to get wet.
Yeah. You get some waterproof backpacks and stuff?
Oh, we have some stuff. There'll be some gear that need to be bought, but it'd be a cool way to experience some of the stuff we do without having to buy any of the real ultra light stuff because you don't have to carry it.
Yeah.
Because normally we're hiking 20, 30, 40 miles and you gotta carry it, but you can
Here's
just
the question. How many bottles of whiskey do you pack for a 3-day rafting ride?
probably a liter, a handle per person.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what we're looking forward to, just
Yeah,
some rafting days and some, a lot of rainbow trout in that river, a lot of just all around trout, so catch some fish, cook
I
some
like
dinner,
trout.
some manly shit.
Yeah, I used to as a kid, I used to catch fresh trout in with my grandpa, and we would, clean them and put them on the grill.
Hmm. Oh, anyway, Desolation Canyon on the Green River, check it out.
I will.
It'll look like, what was it? City Slickers. It's City Slicker country, it
Nice.
looks exactly like that movie.
All right. Yeah, that sounds like a good time. Yeah, get yourself a liter of early times bottled and bond. Pick up a liter for like $15, and it's
No, it's the 40th adventure. It's gonna be a nice bottle.
yeah. But how many nice bottles come in a liter?
I'll get a liter. Well, we'll just get 2 bottles.
All right. Yeah. Get yourself 2 nice bottles.
That's what I usually do it. What did I get? I had Blanton's last time when I was in Yosemite. I was like flasking Blanton's in the middle of Yosemite. When I was buying the liquor, I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, let's buy something good.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Well, before we start talking about this UFC 324 card at the T-Mobile Arena, the first UFC card on Paramount Plus, which I'm excited for, I'll tell you, I broke out a special whiskey for tonight. This is a rare character, limited release, batch number 2. This is 123.4 proof,
Mm.
and it drinks like 100 proof or
Oh,
lower.
is that from your trip?
No, actually, my brother-in-law brought this down. Um, my sister and her family came down a few weeks ago, or actually, it was more than a few weeks ago. It was like right after Thanksgiving they came down, and he always asks me like, "What am I looking for?" And then he'll bring a couple of bottles, and I told him I'm really into the rare character limited releases, so he brought 4 of them down here.
Nice.
Um, and 2 of them are amazing. The other 2 are really good. I'll say that. If you come by to watch the fights on Saturday, we'll have a couple of pours.
Well, I made my annual bourbon run to Georgia or through southern Georgia to Alabama,
What'd you
and no one
score?
has told them that bourbon is hard to get anymore because they are double and sometimes triple our prices, which usually when I started doing that, I could pick up, Buffalo Trace for $15 there.
Yeah.
Then you'd buy Blanton's and they'd look at you like an idiot because you're spending 65 on a bottle.
Yeah.
Now they want 300 still, and I'm like, "Hey guys, it's not that hard to get anymore."
The boom is over.
Yeah, that's the way everything goes. It come
Yeah.
everything in waves. So I kind of think we're dealing with the UFC right now is it's just kind of in a lull. You got Dana's phone running out of battery when he's making a fight announcement. It just
Yeah.
seems like there's not much hype. I thought there'd be much more hype for this weekend. I know a couple people were talking about it, but it's like a 5 out of 10 on the hype scale. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's just it's been out of sight, out of mind. Just people forgot MMA's around. Probably the same people forgot MMA on the Rocks is around. Because
I don't think it's just
we
that. I
have
think it's been going on for much more than that. It's just I think
yeah. Yeah, like 2025 was definitely the most lethargic I've felt about the sport, where if I wasn't doing this show, I probably wouldn't have watched half the cards that I did.
yeah.
And I still even missed a bunch last year. You know what I think MMA is missing right now that used to make it great is a really good rivalry. Like a good competitive rivalry where the guys are both good at talking shit and the fights are good and they rematch. Um, I'd say the closest thing we've had to it in the last 5 years was Adesanya and Pereira, but there's not a lot of shit talk
Like
going on there.
it could be Connor, Nate Connor.
But that wasn't even in the last 5 years.
Well, yeah, that's about when I think it's not been as fun. And it's a
Yeah.
shame because they're putting out good fights. I mean, they have the fights are good. They just don't have the charisma, which does that really even matter? It's like, well, we don't like it because the fake shit isn't happening.
Yeah. They've taken more of the WWE marketing model where they're promoting the brand instead of, you know, the fighters.
Well, yeah, probably because they put all that into Connor and then he got super rich and
Yeah.
Started worrying about coke more than fighting.
Yeah, but now he found Jesus, so it's all
Yeah, he
good.
found Jesus. I think he said he's gonna put the Brazilian Jesus statue in Ireland. That's an odd goal, but
Like he's gonna take the actual one or make a new one.
well, I think he meant he was gonna build a new one, but I wouldn't put it past him to steal
Yeah.
it. That'd be much cooler.
Here's what
You
we're
see
gonna
how
do.
big those big heavy lift helicopters above the statue, and Connor's just, like, hanging off the side going, "Thumbs up, yeah."
It'd be like Ocean's 15.
Yeah, Connor, and you got Rampage Jackson holding a big machine gun.
Oh man, I love Rampage Jackson.
Yeah, I'm glad to see he's, like, still getting his due. Like, even though it is streaming and a weird social, like, influencer thing, but,
Yeah.
man, he seems like an awesome guy.
Yeah, like some of it is a little cringy, but anytime Rampage comes up in my feed, I definitely stop. And I don't stop for a lot of things. I
You see
just doom
Rampage, you're like, "I
scroll,
gotta
but
see what's going on here." All the AI pictures of him and Diddy, that's been I don't know if you've seen that, it's hilarious.
no.
He just gets furious because he's like, "I never" it's like him and Diddy, like, doing the Lady and the Tramp spaghetti thing.
Have you seen the one where he's watching an AI video of him in like some ramen noodles and somebody turns over the egg and it's his face and he gets so angry.
Yeah.
He's
He's
like,
just
"Who the fuck turned my face into an egg?"
yeah, he just gets angry, but
It's
at
great.
least we have some fight. Like, they're coming back, I would say, at a solid, what, 7.5?
Fight wise, I would put this card at I would give it an 8 out of 10. But here's the thing, you got some of the biggest personalities in the UFC right now, but there's been crickets coming out of them. Like you have Sean O'Malley giving nothing to the media. You have Derrick Lewis giving nothing to the media. You have
Well,
Paddy
Sean
Pim.
landed himself in a little bit of trouble. I don't know if you saw
Who did?
Sean O'Malley, because people were offended with his first face-off with Song Yadong because he's been a Chinese guy, and he wore a COVID mask.
Like ironically,
No, Sean wore a COVID mask.
yeah, like to
You know,
because he's from China.
yeah, and yeah, everybody took offense to it, and he unfortunately like walked it back and apologized. But I just,
That's the worst thing you can do.
yeah, it's like,
You gotta just lean. You just gotta go heel at that point.
well, but is it really a heel? It's just a joke. Like,
It is, but if people are offended, then yeah, it's a heel move.
well, but yeah, I didn't like to see him walk that back. But he seems to step back from social media altogether, which he was the superstar for the UFC for a while.
Yeah,
You know, the biggest American superstar. Some people won't like it, but it's true.
yeah, yeah. But then, you know, he lost a couple fights in a row, and then, you know, it doesn't. It does, like I think Connor's the only one to like not lose star power from losses. Like he just
Mhm.
kept he was like beyond all that.
Yeah, but he was such a before he started losing, he shot was way higher, right? I mean,
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, he's the biggest star ever. I don't think you could even argue that. Like he's at the top. Like
no, he's
say
still the most famous fighter, and he's hasn't fought in how long? 4 years?
I think it's been more. Check that out real quick. I don't even remember what his last fight was.
It was
Was
when he broke his leg.
when he broke his leg against Poirier, and he was still getting sound clips in the ring.
Yeah, just laying there.
Your wife sent me DMs.
Uh, his last fight was July 2021.
Yeah, so almost 5 years, four and a
And
half
he
years.
is 1-4 in his last 4 fights.
Yeah, that sounds right.
1-3.
I don't think we see him fight in the UFC again.
Well, you know how I feel about that. I don't want to talk about it till his ass is on a card.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think we have to worry about it.
I
Like,
mean, he's been he's only had what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fights since I started watching.
oh, okay. Oh, Mark Fellows is on the stream. Return of the Rocks. How you fellas doing? We're doing great, Mark. Hope you're doing well. I wonder where in the world you are because every time I see you on social media, you're on a different continent. And no, we have not gotten to the predictions yet. We're about to roll into that right now. I figured 26 minutes in was a good time
Yeah, let's go.
to start the picks. It is picks and pours after all. We talked about the pours. All right, we're gonna start at the beginning of the main card. Is that Arnold
Yeah,
Allen and John
Silva
Silva?
Allen.
Okay. Um, so similar records here. Arnold Allen 20-3, Silva 16-3. Silva's coming off a loss in his last fight, correct? Just pull that up. Yeah, he lost to Diego Lopez. Um, pretty bad loss too. Got knocked out in the second round. Arnold Allen is coming off of a win over Giga Chikadze, but before that, back-to-back losses to Movsar Evloev and Max Holloway. I gotta think John Silva's the thing that pops into my head is a 2-1 favorite over Arnold Allen, but it might be closer than that.
Arnold Allen, a 2-1 favorite?
No, Silva.
Okay, it's 2.5, 258. So you're close.
Silva's the favorite?
Yeah, minus 258.
Okay.
So closer to
I'll
3 to
take
1 than, but I'll give it to you.
Okay. Two very different personalities here. Arnold Allen, very quiet and reserved. John Silva, very flamboyant, part of your fight nerds team that you love so much.
They've been arguing all week about who's more on the spectrum, which is a very odd thing to argue about.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think because it is a spectrum, you can't be more on it than someone else. You're either on it or you're not. And
I thought it was like a sliding scale.
it is, but it's not like the scale is not like more autistic or less autistic. It's more like what type of autistic are you? There's there's high functioning like Asperger's, people who will obsess over like one topic. Like they love trains, they could tell you everything about trains, and super intelligent, but only in things that they're interested in. And then there's like, low functioning autistic that, they're lower functioning.
Come on, Bill. What do they do?
I don't know. I'm probably somewhere in the middle myself.
Well, you know who I'm going to take in this fight.
Yeah, you're taking the fight nerds guy, even at the plus money.
Yeah, I'm taking it. I'm going to look at and see what. Man, I do not like what they did to the DraftKings website.
Is it harder to navigate?
Seems like they made it more for tablets or cell phones.
Okay, yeah, well, you're probably in the small group of people that's almost 40 that's still looking at it on a computer.
Hey, man. That's not cool.
Why? I'm older than you.
I don't know. I didn't like it. Okay.
I don't even know how to look at the DraftKings website.
All right, I'll give you there. By knockout.
What are you trying to figure out? Are you taking a prop?
Yeah,
Is there a prop for
not by Jane Silva by knockout is plus 140.
So that's
way
a little
better.
better odds,
How many
but
decisions
still
did he
plus
win
money.
at go to?
What's Silva by submission?
Submission is plus 1,200. Damn, that's likely, right? How good is Arnold Allen's jiu-jitsu?
Very good. But if you get rocked enough,
Yeah,
everyone's
it's only
jiu-jitsu goes
$1.
up.
So let's go there. Gene Silva by submission. New year,
All right.
starting off big.
I mean,
Big year.
Arnold Allen has never been submitted. He's only lost by decision. So he's never been knocked out either.
But if I
Never
put it
been
on
finished.
Silva, I only get 50 cent. No, 30 some cent.
I mean, take the submission. I like the gusto there.
Yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah, John Silva by submission, and it's plus what?
1,200.
1,200. So $1 wins you
12.
how much?
Plus your
Shit,
dollar.
man. We're already in the green for 2026.
Yeah, we still have yet to have a cookout funded by my bet. So maybe this year's the year.
Yeah, this is the year we go to Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. I love me some Chick-fil-A.
Let's see. Natalia Silva against Rose Namajunas. I gotta look at some things here. So Natalia Silva is on quite a winning streak. Hasn't lost a fight. I'm not gonna count how many fights she's won. Has not lost a fight since December 16th, 2017. So a little over 8 years ago. Her last fight, she beat Alexa Grasso. Then she beat Jessica Andrade. Other than that, she doesn't have a whole lot of star power on her resume. And Thug Rose is coming off of a win over Miranda Maverick. Before that, the loss to Erin Blanchfield. Now, Thug Rose seems to think she's getting a title shot with a big win here.
I don't know who Natalia Silva is.
I'm not going to tell you.
I mean, but the odds are minus 380 for Silva, so that's not good. I mean, I don't have much confidence in Thug Rose since Connor threw the cart through the bus. It just seemed like
that was
it. I mean, I know that big.
I mean, she looked good in her last fight.
What?
She looked good in her last fight.
Yeah, but the problem is you put $1 on Silva, it's a dumb bet. You win like 12 cents or 15 cents.
I mean, she's got 2 wins over the champ.
Yeah, but it's like, oh, God.
And those were both after the bus incident.
Yeah, and one of those is like one of the coolest ending to a fight ever, where she was with, where she was like locked in and she kept saying, "I am the champ," and had that really powerful interview with Rogan. So yeah, okay, we'll take Thug Rose because minus 380 sucks.
Yeah, why not? You got to pick some underdogs
I think
here.
Go all
you can't just go with. All right.
We'll see.
That tells me something. So let's go into the next fight. Waldo, Cortes-Acosta, Derrick Lewis. Derrick Lewis kind of blah at the press conferences too. Just kept saying, "I don't care" to everything. No punchy one-liners like we're used to hearing from him. Cortes-Acosta coming off of back-to-back knockout wins in the first round over Shamil Gaziev and Ante Delija. Lost the decision to Sergey Pavlovich before that. This is going to be a fight of like who lands the knockout punch first. Like, I don't think this one's going to go very long, and I wouldn't want to have to make a pick. Derrick Lewis is hard to bet on because it's like when he's on, and when he's off, he's off. He is on a 2-fight win streak right now, but not over tough competition. Talison Teixeira and Rodrigo Nascimento. Yeah.
Well, this fight,
Who's the
this fight
favorite here?
was very hard to pick until I started looking at the odds. You got Waldo at minus 340, and the under
Man.
3.5 is minus 205. Now, but we do have Derrick at plus 270. And then if we look farther, Derrick by knockout is plus 380. So I will be taking Derrick Lewis by knockout for plus 380. With a caveat, I really think Waldo Salsa Boy here is going to be the heavyweight knockout artist replacement for Derrick Lewis. But we're talking about puncher's chance here, and plus 380 is way better than minus 340.
You think he's going to take – how many knockouts does Derrick Lewis have? Like 20-something?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to overtake the knockout number. I just think he's going to fill that role for a while.
Oh, okay.
Just a big,
because he's only got 1, 2,
messes people up.
3, 4. He's only got 5 knockouts in the UFC if you count the Contender Series. So really 4 knockouts in the UFC. So yeah, he's a long way from that record.
I didn't mean that.
Still a spring chicken for heavyweight though. He's only 34.
Yeah. But I can't take it at minus 340. That's silly.
Yeah, Derrick Lewis by knockout. I like it. All right, the co-main event. Sean O'Malley and Yadong Song. O'Malley's had a rough go of it lately. It just, to me, it seems like he's not in it anymore. I mean, back-to-back losses to Merab, getting submitted in his last fight. Talked about retiring this year already at 31 years old. I think you got to be super focused. And I'm not saying he's not. It's just that's kind of the vibe he's giving. But you got to be super focused to get in there with someone like Song Yadong, who, his only losses in the last 5 years were Corey Sandhagen and Petr Yan. But I'm kind of torn over which way I think the odds are leaning.
Didn't Sean beat both those guys?
He did beat Petr Yan.
He hasn't fought Sandhagen.
And he never fought Sandhagen. Logically, I would think Song Yadong is the favorite. But I also my brain tells me that, my gut tells me that O'Malley's the favorite.
O'Malley is a 2-1 favorite.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me.
I see it. I like Sean here.
Well, you said you were picking all underdogs.
And then I looked at my thing and I realized I'm not.
All right. Are you taking a prop or are you just taking them to win?
I don't know. I need to look at it. I didn't look at the props. I'm getting more into the props here.
He needs something big here.
I mean, why does he need something big? He lost to the champion twice.
The former champion.
So he's still the champion. His 2 losses are in championship fights, and a weird one, but
yeah. But it was also, I guess that kind of counts as a rivalry too.
Well, yeah, I mean, Sean is very good at making rivals, especially with, that that rivalry might be like a menage a trois of um, Aljamain Sterling and then rolling into Merab.
Yeah.
Mm.
Oh, parlez-vous
Sean
français?
Ababa knockout is plus 300. Oh man, we're doing props. Let's just do props here. Sean O'Malley by knockout.
It's prop night. Well, then you got to give me a prop for Thug Rose.
No.
You sexist piece of shit.
Hey.
Well, I think Thug Rose by submission is pretty viable.
That's gonna be a wacko number.
Probably. But
1,800. Okay, that's your pick. We'll do that. What do we have? Do I have a prop bet for the main one? We can figure it out.
now that you said that it was my pick, like Rose is gonna get
You
submitted.
think?
No, but
Well,
like
yeah,
my
that's
picks are
plus
never
1,600.
right. That's why I have you do this. It could be like 1,000 to 1 odds, and I pick the favorite, and they
Yeah.
lose.
The cool thing here is that we don't have to win. We only need to win like 2, and we're making some money.
It's true, but by picking props, it's more of a gamble.
Yeah, but we're experts.
Fuck yeah,
Put
we
the
are.
life savings on
All
my
right.
bets. I'm a professional mechanic.
Not only have I not done this show in 2 months, but I'm sitting here just chugging, 124 proof whiskey. So, which, by the way, don't you have a tradition for numbered card fights? Is that going to continue now that there's no pay-per-view?
Well, it's continuing
You supposed to
for
be
this one because I've poured the last pour.
That's your last pour of VH
Yeah.
Taylor?
But I think so.
All right.
That all depends on if I make it and find a bottle in the next week because we got a number card next week.
I could tell you where you can get one tomorrow.
I think they have it at Lucan's. I might find a
Yeah, I mean,
different step up and, I've been eyeing they have, like, the better, 13th Colony? Is that what it's called? They're
Oh,
stocking
yeah.
that at
I like
Lucan's
13.
now, and I was thinking about trying one of those.
Oh, they're good. I like the rye more than the bourbon.
Well, that's good then, I might pick that up because I've been sticking to ryes more recently than anything
Oh,
else.
yeah, then, go ahead, do yourself a favor and get the 13th Colony rye. It's
Yeah, I'm
delicious.
liking the rye. I eat rye bread, but I like rye
But
whiskey, I guess.
also, if you wanna take a drive to either Largo or Palm Harbor, um, Winn-Dixie's been pretty well stocked
What's
for
Winn-Dixie?
Winn-Dixie, the
Oh,
grocery
I've never
store.
been to one. Never heard of it.
It's like all right, here's the hierarchy. It's like Whole Foods, Sprouts, Publix. I don't know
What kind of
what the
hierarchy is
next
this?
3 would be.
Like the liberal hierarchy? There's no way Publix is Whole Foods is better than a Publix.
I'm talking like,
Like price?
yeah,
Well,
yeah, price-wise. Whole Foods is the top. I mean, they're the most expensive by far.
man, I can't. I go there to return something off Amazon every once in a while, and I can't believe people shop there.
Yeah, it's gross. Um, yeah, Sprouts is good. They have really good sales. And then Publix is kinda right in the middle. Winn-Dixie is, like, down here.
So it's like an Aldi? Is that what they called?
It's like yeah. Yeah, I would equate it to that. It's like the Walmart of grocery stores.
Well, Walmart is a grocery store.
All right.
All right, win
So,
Dixie. I'll see if I'm close. If I'm around, I'll stop in and see what's going on.
well, you got to go to one that has a liquor store though,
Okay, Largo it is.
and I think you'll be surprised what you find on the shelf. I shouldn't be putting this information out here because I've got like a good honey hole, but we're 45 minutes in. Nobody's listening anymore. All right, main event. So Paddy Pimblett has been on here, and I've been doubting this guy for the longest time because, when he came in the UFC, he had a lot of hype. He had some big wins, but the way he won them, he was striking with his chin straight up in the air. And I was saying, like, if you put him in there with a Dustin Poirier or a Gaethje, which is happening this weekend, he's gonna get his jaw broken. Or at the time, I was saying put him in there with Matt Frivola, who was calling him out for the longest time. Our buddy, friend of the show, who hasn't been on in years, but I should reach out to him now that we've reignited the show. Shout out to the steamroller. But then, like, out of nowhere, like somewhere around the Tony Ferguson fight, he just became a completely different fighter. Like, this guy evolved dozens of levels in his striking since coming into the UFC. It's really quite amazing to watch. I mean, he was known for his submissions when he was in
Cage Warriors.
Cage Warriors. I was going to say Cage Fury, but that's the local promotion here. Yeah, Cage Warriors. Thank you. And then he came into the UFC and his striking was I
Shit.
wouldn't even I wouldn't even call it rudimentary. It was like the Winn-Dixie of striking. But somewhere around that Tony Ferguson fight, the fight with Jared Gordon, which I still think he lost. He got beat by a featherweight in that fight and was gifted a decision.
Well, and
So
I think I know. I agree with what you're talking about, and I think it's in the Jared Gordon fight. He realized that he couldn't be pulling that shit where he gets real fat and
yeah,
then gets back down.
yeah,
I watch a YouTube channel called Beards Meets Food or Beard. It's a competitive eating British guy, and he likes the UFC, and he always has Paddy on, and he always has Tom Aspinall on doing like big eating challenges, and they shot that show. They released it this week, but they shot it in November, and he was looking lean in November. So
okay, that's a good sign. Yeah, you can't keep doing that. I mean, especially now he's in his 30s. That weight's going to be harder and harder to come off. I know from experience. Um, yeah, I'm glad he's more disciplined. I mean, he's a dad now, so that changes things. That changes the way you look at things for sure. Um, the Michael Chandler fight, he looked fantastic. So he just keeps getting better. Gaethje is always, you know, he's always Gaethje. He's going to favor putting on a show over, trying to outpoint a guy. And that's what people love about him. And that could be his detriment in this fight. Because Paddy's not only has his striking gotten better, but his fight IQ has gotten better. And seemingly overnight. I mean, from the Jared Gordon fight to the Tony Ferguson fight, we're talking about two different fighters, pretty much. And the discipline is there now. It's a totally different animal. I would imagine Paddy's a slight favorite here.
big favorite, -230.
I was hoping it would be a slight favorite, I should say. All right. So pretty much a 2-1.
Mm-hmm.
Shit. What's Justin Gaethje by knockout?
Plus 400. Not as good. Like everything I've thought about is the same thing.
Yeah, if it was like plus 1,200, I would tell you pull the trigger on that dollar.
And but Paddy by submission is plus 130.
Really?
Yeah, that's not very good.
I mean, yeah.
You get more from a Justin Gaethje win than a Paddy submission.
That's weird because I don't see Paddy submitting Gaethje.
Well, I mean, Paddy's really, really good at taking, getting the rear naked choke.
Yeah, but Gaethje's only been submitted one time in 31 fights, and that was by
Yeah, but then
Khabib.
when I think about how Gaethje's gonna win, Gaethje wins by, when he gets a knockout win, it's up against the cage, and it's like a volume thing. And Paddy has that, you can go out and find plenty of examples of Paddy just taking big shots, and he doesn't even bother him. What they call himself a scouser. Cody Garbrandt calls him a sorcerer because he didn't
Yeah.
understand him.
Scousers don't get knocked out.
I'm really
Paddy
having a hard time with this one.
Paddy has as many submission losses as Gaethje does. He's been submitted once. I mean, shit.
Has
I don't
Paddy won
know.
5 rounds? No.
No, Paddy's never gone 5 rounds. Well, actually, he did in Cage Warriors, but he lost both times. He went 5 rounds. But that was when he was not as disciplined, probably. So maybe the cardio wasn't there. Maybe it is now. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like if this fight was 3 years ago, I would say bet the house on Justin Gaethje. Right? If it was the Paddy Pimblett that fought Jared Gordon, not a chance. But now it's like after what he did to Chandler, after what he did to Bobby Green, after what he did to Tony Ferguson, I don't know. It's a pick 'em to me because I still think that Gaethje can knock his head off. So
Make a boring parlay here.
You gonna do a parlay?
Not parlay. I mean prop.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pick the over 2.5 rounds.
You're not gonna pick a fighter?
Okay.
All right, pick the over, put your dollar on that. But who do you think's gonna win? That's what the people are tuning in for. All three of them.
Justin Gaethje.
All right.
And it's just based on it's like, yeah, Paddy's looking better, but Justin Gaethje's by far the best fighter he's ever had to face. I've seen the recent videos of Gaethje outside of, there's a video of him at a gas station where he does seem a little punchy, which is scary.
Yeah, but that's never. He's always kind of
This was
been
a
that
little
way.
different. He seemed a little off. Hopefully he just smoked, he lives in Colorado. Hopefully he just ate an edible or something, but
Yeah, I mean, that's likely.
I'm going to take Gaethje just because, but I have to pick a parlay. I mean, a prop because every other fight was a prop.
I mean, if you look at Gaethje's had such a great career, and
Gaethje by decision.
if you look at his career, he's only lost to legends: Max Holloway, Charles Oliveira, Khabib, Dustin Poirier, and Eddie Alvarez. All legends. All 5 of them.
Yeah, man, and I'm ready for. I love Justin, but I'm ready for him to retire. And I just don't.
So don't you want him to retire on a win?
Well, but he's not because he's getting the damn belt.
Would he?
Hell no, he's ain't gonna retire if he gets the belt.
No, like
this is for the lightweight championship.
Do you think he gets a title shot if he wins?
No, this fight is a lightweight championship.
It
Yeah.
is? Like undisputed or
I
interim?
think it was interim, but I think they switched it.
Can you confirm that?
I'm going to the UFC's page right now.
I did not know that.
No, it's a lightweight interim title belt.
Interim. Okay. So, but Tapori is still looking to move up and fight Islam, right? When he's ready to come back, when he sorts out whatever he's got to sort out.
Yeah, I think.
So,
But there's no way Justin's retiring if he wins this fight.
you don't
No, he's
think?
getting a belt.
So,
So his whole career he's been bitching about wanting champion pay. That's what he's been talking about in the interviews all week is pay, pay, pay.
yeah, that's a horse of a different color.
I mean, if he loses, I see him maybe retiring because he talked about last time. Did he get the interim belt before, or did he just fought for the title?
Let's see. Yes, he was the UFC interim champion. And he also has the BMF belt,
Oh, he had it.
but he's never been the undisputed UFC lightweight champion. He was also a champion in World Series of Fighting for whatever
So he doesn't
counts
retire
for.
if he wins this. Especially, I know like Ilya's going through his crap, but Justin Gaethje, Ilia Topuria for the lightweight belt at the White House is about as main event as it gets.
I can't argue with you there. I mean, you got the American champion that you're looking for, trying to, unify the title.
Yeah. Well,
Well, damn. That's a lot to think about. Well, let us know what you guys think. Who do you think is going to win the main event? And do you think Gaethje will retire if he wins? And do you think he will retire if he loses? I think it depends on how he loses. Like if he gets obliterated by Paddy Pimblett, like it might be more likely. But if it goes to a decision or he gets knocked out late in the fight, he might have one more run in him.
yeah.
Gaethje's a guy I've always rooted for, but it seems like he's always been just shy of that championship caliber. You know what I mean?
Well, what does everybody say? He's your favorite fighter's favorite fighter. Like he's the guy that really wants to go out there and put on a show. Sometimes we'll
Yeah,
sacrifice him winning the fight to make it a show.
but that doesn't always put money in the
No,
bank.
but it should. Like,
Should.
he goes
I
out
mean,
and
it
does
did
things
for Cowboy Cerrone. Like it's all like who you surround yourself with and the decisions you make with your money too. Um, Unfortunately, a lot of fighters, even at the highest level, they're training at gyms with coaches who have never had money and don't know how to manage money, or they get tied up with some, you know, shady sports agent who gives them bad advice. Everybody likes to blame the UFC, like, oh, the UFC is not paying enough, and there's no pay increase since going to Paramount Plus and getting this
No, but
big
he's the one that
deal.
complaining
But
about that, and he made a good point. He says, you know, my nickname is the human highlight reel. I have 9 UFC fight bonuses, and those don't equal $1 million. He's like, my biggest bonus I won on a game show.
What game
It was
show?
some internet game show from athletes, and he won like a Ferrari, like a badass Ferrari. And he said that was my biggest bonus. And
But should 9 bonuses equal
hell
$1,000,000?
yeah, it should. It should equal more than that.
Why?
I mean, Justin Gaethje, top 5 star, top 5 of the last 10 years, or not 10 years, do 5 years.
Okay. So are you saying the bonuses should be
I don't know.
more?
I think man, this is a whole big discussion that I don't know. I'm not really I'm uninformed with the data, but it seems like Justin Gaethje should have gotten more than $1,000,000 when I know the cheapest ticket for this fight, or not, okay, $1,000,000 in bonuses, because I know the cheapest fight or ticket for this fight is $1,000,
Mhm.
and it's a big arena. I don't know, but maybe I'm not talking on my ass. But we got these. I'm not saying the NFL is
Yeah,
as big. UFC is not even close to as big as the NFL, but we got guys making
right.
30, 40 million a year.
Yeah, but they're playing 17 games a year. These guys are fighting 3 times a year,
Mm,
so it's not really comparable.
no, but there's a way less athletes involved in the UFC than an NFL game, and
True.
they're in the same type of stadiums.
Yes, but it's a smaller company and there's what, 1,000 fighters on the roster?
Yeah.
A little
I
more, a
mean,
little
like
less.
I said, this is a long argument that we're not qualified to make, but I just figured Justin Gaethje
Well
would have made more than $1,000,000 in bonuses.
well, here's the thing, like, the gut reaction when he says it like that, yeah, it's the kinda thing that can kind of elicit outrage. Like, I've won 9 bonuses and those don't equal $1,000,000, but he's made millions of dollars fighting. Like, yeah, his bonuses haven't but the bonuses have been the same, the whole time.
Yeah, they've been 50 and
Mm,
100 since I've started watching since I've been watching this stuff. So, yeah,
yeah.
those do need to go up.
Yeah, maybe. Um, but it depends, like so if you're running a business, like, what's what's the return on investment for increasing the bonuses? Like, is it really gonna motivate guys, uh, to finish more? Um, I think guys are just focused on winning fights, and that's what they should be doing, and that's the coach in me talking. The businessman in me talking says increasing the bonuses doesn't do anything for your bottom line as a company.
I guess I'm looking at it from a totally different thing. I've always heard, like, once we get more fighters making more money, we're gonna get the better athletes in the UFC, and until they start making, like, until you want 5-star athletes in the UFC, you gotta start paying 5-star athlete money.
Sure, and that's a good argument, but, you know, they just made a multi-billion-dollar deal off of the athletes they have now, so, like, what's the incentive for them as a company to invest more money in the bonuses when most people don't really pay attention to it?
Well, I know I just looked this up. The UFC fighters receive roughly 16% of UFC revenue compared to the NFL, which is at 50%.
Mhm,
Um,
mhm.
that's a weird. Let's look at NBA.
Yeah, but it's
NBA
it's
is at
like apples to
15%.
oranges. It's apples to oranges because NFL players are playing for a team that's privately owned, whereas UFC fighters are independent contractors.
So there's less hands. So you got to pay
Yeah,
even less people.
Yeah, but also,
The
you know,
MLB is at 50%.
they're yeah, again, they're it, it it's not a fair comparison because baseball players are not independent contractors. They're they're working for private owners.
Okay, here we go. The tennis league, whatever that damn league is called, would you argue that's the same structure?
I don't know
But
anything
the
about
independent
tennis.
contractor thing, there's no teams. You're an independent
Um,
athlete. They're
yeah,
at
I suppose
70%.
so. Okay.
UFC is at 16%.
Now, what does the average tennis player make? We could go down a whole rabbit hole with this, but
Okay,
I'm
we'll
I'm
end
kind
after
of
this
enjoying it.
little.
Yeah. Yearly income for, like, an average tennis player, like, not ranked
Range
in
from 150 to 300,000 annually.
okay. So that's, like, the average, and obviously the
Oh,
top
yeah, the big boys make
tennis players,
huge money.
millions and millions, yeah.
And UFC
So
is average from right around $90,000. So you can make 3
a
times the
year.
amount of money being an average tennis player.
Okay. How much longer has tennis been around than the UFC?
Well, I don't know about the organization, but tennis and fighting's been around a hell of a lot longer than tennis has.
But the UFC
Hey, all
has
I'm
only been
saying
around since
16%.
1993.
I don't know shit about fighting, but if you're only paying the fighter 16%, I'd say there's some room to pay some people some more.
Right, but you gotta remember as a sport, it's still growing, and that costs money
Well, in my
also.
line of business, we're still growing. We gotta do the same imagine the same type of things, advertising, all that. I make a bunch more than 16% of our in, like, what I generate for my
Mm.
company.
Yeah, but you also work for an established brand.
The
The
UFC is an
point is
established brand, they're
UFC
the only brand.
yeah, but still, they've only been around for 30
Hey,
something
get off
years.
Dana's nuts.
No, I'm not on Dana's nuts. It's not about Dana. It's about like you're still trying like the NFL is pretty much as popular as it's going to get. Tennis is about as popular as it's going
And
to
the
get.
UFC is
Like those
probably as
are all
popular as it's gonna get.
I no, I
I
don't
think
think
it's
so.
going down in popularity.
Like you could be right. In which case you kind of got to sink more money into it to make it
Or you
grow.
attract better athletes and better talent by paying more money.
Yeah.
I'm
I
just
mean,
saying
look,
there's probably
they got
enough 16%, you could probably bump it up to 25% and not even bat an eye.
but could you though?
Probably.
I mean, they've got but what's the return on doing that?
Yeah, who knows? Nobody's done
Are
it before. They gotta
are
figure it out.
are are you gonna see a bigger return? I mean, the thing is, and I'm just playing devil's advocate here, that there's much smarter people than us crunching the numbers on this stuff, and they're probably saying, like, "If we pump this much more money into getting better athletes into the organization, we're gonna see this much return." And it's return on investment is everything in business. Like, if you're gonna put money out, you gotta get a certain amount back, like, it's gotta be worth the investment.
Mm. Yeah, who knows? But
I mean, some accountants and working for the UFC know, and I'm sure I'm sure they're making some nice
I mean, I
paychecks.
guess it's also
Um,
the benefit of being, the only show in town.
yeah, I mean, there's nothing even close
Hey, man.
as far as MMA goes. Like, they're light years ahead of PFL
I don't
or
think
anybody
PFL is
else
even
is
around
doing it.
anymore, is it?
I don't know. And that kind of says a lot. And one championship was paying their athletes a lot, and they went bankrupt.
Yeah, they're still hanging on. They got an event in February.
Yeah, but they declared bankruptcy like 2 years ago. I don't know where they're getting their money from, but
ESPN.
you know, it's 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 easy to say, like, look at the percentages and like they should be making more. And I I definitely agree. I think these fighters that we watch every week should be making generational wealth. I think that would be fair for the sacrifices and the work they're putting in. But, there's also like keeping a business running and trying to keep a business growing, and the type of investment strategy it takes to do that costs a lot of money.
Yeah, you sound like my boss every time
Uh,
I ask for a raise, dude. Give me some line of bullshit.
yeah, I mean, it's true. Like if I'm the UFC and and I gave these guys 50% and I spread that out over the roster, like what's that going to mean for my bottom line? It's not going to budget much.
It's gonna give that means 8%. It's gonna raise their pay 8%. It's gonna take up 8% more revenue. It's gonna I don't know. But I don't know. I've always seen that stat and that just looks off to me. It just looks weird because I'm
It
like it's
does.
just like any sport you pick, the UFC pays their athletes way less.
Yes. But you're also looking at, they have a roster of over 1,000 guys. An NFL team has what, 40 guys on it? 50?
I think it's
I don't even
52.
know. Okay, and that's one owner paying those guys at the 50%.
Well,
So that
I'm
50% is
not
spread
arguing that
over
they should
those
pay
40.
UFC should pay 50%. I'm just arguing that they have a hell of a lot less athletes than the NFL does. So even if you
But
increased it by up to 25%, it's not that much money.
but if you're gonna make it a comparison, the NFL is players are paid by the private owners of each team, and that's only 40, 50 guys. It's not, 1,000 guys.
Well, but that's weird because this is a terrible podcast, but that's weird because it's like I understand what you're saying, but it's really less because like the UFC probably has less employees than the Dallas Cowboys.
Uh, I don't know. UFC is a global company. Dallas Cowboys is one city.
I don't know, man. The NFL team has a shitload of employees.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, let us know what you think, Mark Fellows.
And whoever else is still listening. If you guys aren't tired of hearing my voice, next Saturday, I'm going to be doing commentary for Vigilant Combat Quest Pro 7 at the OCC Roadhouse and Museum in Clearwater, Florida. And if you live in the area, then come out to the event. Vigilant puts on a great show. The last show of 2025 was absolutely amazing. I mean, there was finish after finish. There was, I think, 5 finishes on the main card, and some of those guys are returning to fight on Saturday night. So I'm going to be doing that. I'll be doing the color commentary alongside my buddy Luis Soto, who does the play-by-play commentary and is also the ring announcer. They really do put on a great show. The OCC Roadhouse is a great venue to see a show. So come on out, see it live. or go to vigilantmma.co to get the pay-per-view stream if you want to hear me do some color commentary where I'm just slightly more professional than I am in this setting. Not by a lot, but I am. And that's it. Thank you for everybody for sticking with us after this 2-month hiatus. We're going to try to be a little bit more consistent in 2026, but no promises. Now, you got anything else you want to get off your
Yeah,
chest?
I'll see you guys next week at least.
A big contrast to my goodbye. All right. That's all we got. Also, the new MMA on the Rocks merchandise is going to be launching shortly. I'm waiting on a few more samples to come in the mail. And after I approve those, I'm going to be setting all the live so you guys can get some whiskey glasses and hats and shirts and all that stuff. But even if you don't, I still appreciate you listening. That's all we got. Until next time, whenever that is, it could be 2 months from now. Cheers, everybody. Goodbye.